Welcome to tonight's Explainer. I'll be your gentle observer this evening, and together we're going to unpack the quiet anatomy of a perfect evening. We live in a world that is just constantly moving. It's always demanding our attention, constantly asking us to be on. But tonight we're using this text to help us intentionally slow down. I'm honestly so passionate about how we can find profound meaning in the stillness, and well, that's exactly what we're going to do right now. The source text opens by comparing the soft, steady rain at sunset to a lullaby drifting across the rooftops. Just hearing those words, it kind of begins to wrap you in a sense of calm, doesn't it? The author isn't just giving us a weather report here. They're really setting the emotional temperature for everything that follows. It's this beautiful auditory cue, signaling to our tired brains that the day's work is finally done. It's time to wind down.
So, let's drift right into Section 1, the Sunset Lullaby, and observe the evening's quiet start.
In our text, we find a character named Lena. She's sitting by her window holding a warm cup of tea, just watching tiny drops of rain race each other down the glass. And notice something absolutely crucial here. She is not waiting for anything in particular. I mean, think about it. How often do we sit and just wait? We wait for a text, we wait for an email, we wait for the very next task. But Lena? She is entirely free of expectation or rush. She's just enjoying the quiet. It brilliantly illustrates the difference between passive waiting and active resting. She's actually given herself permission to just be.
Moving gracefully to Section 2, a simple connection, where we witness a moment of unspoken community. The text softly shifts our gaze out of Lena's window down to the street below. An old man carefully places a small bowl outside his door. Instantly, a skinny gray cat appears out of nowhere. The text notes it's almost as if the cat had been painted right into the evening. The man smiles, the cat purrs. The beautiful takeaway here is that the whole world can feel incredibly simple and incredibly safe through just these three gentle actions. There's no grand dialogue, no complex plot twists, just a quiet, everyday exchange of care. It's a sweet reminder that connection really doesn't have to be loud to be deeply felt.
Now on to Section 3, the sounds of life, exploring these beautifully mindful experiences.
Here, we see the fading tiredness of the day giving way to the warmth spreading through her. This perfectly captures that peaceful transition we all inherently crave when the sun finally goes down. Lena takes a really slow sip of her tea, and she lets that deep, comforting warmth physically chase away her exhaustion. I want you to think about that for yourself for a second. Imagine the physical sensation of letting a warm drink, a soft blanket, or just a cozy room replace the heavy, tense fatigue of your daily responsibilities. It's a conscious act, just letting go.
And there's this wonderful mindful progression into relaxation happening here. First, taking a slow sip of tea. Second, picking up a book. But, and I love this detail, she doesn't even open it. There's absolutely no pressure to consume a story, no pressure to achieve anything tonight, not even reading. And third, she's just listening to the rain and the distant footsteps. She's listening to life moving gently around her. It shows us that simply bearing witness to the world without needing to interact with it or change a single thing is entirely enough to bring us peace.
Which brings us softly to our final section, Finding Quiet Rest, the anatomy of a perfect evening.
Nothing exciting happened that evening. No surprises, no big changes whatsoever. Just these three simple things: soft rain, a kind gesture, a quiet heart. The core message we can take away from this explainer tonight is that a truly perfect evening, it doesn't require fireworks. A quiet heart finding rest is the ultimate goal. When the mind finally stops searching for that next dopamine hit, when your body stops bracing for the next task, we finally allow ourselves to truly rest. And somehow, as the text so beautifully states, that is more than enough.
So, as the warmth of this evening settles in around us, I want to leave you with a soft inquiry, directly inspired by our journey today. The world is simple, and absolutely nothing exciting needs to happen tonight. You have full permission to put down the burdens of the day right now. Look around your own space, listen to the gentle sounds of your own environment, and ask yourself, where will your quiet heart find rest? I invite you to close your eyes, take a slow, deep breath, and surrender to a deep, peaceful, and unbroken rest. Thank you so much for joining me for tonight's explainer. Sleep well.